Welcome to the Meet the Member, a new virtual initiative designed for members of the Brazil-Florida Business Council. The main purpose of this initiative is to provide a platform for members to showcase their corporations, products, and services. And today, I have the pleasure of hosting Rick Brandt, President and CEO of Brandt Company, one of the fastest growing family-owned companies in the United States. Headquartered in Springfield, Illinois, Brandt Company is a multinational corporation with a significant presence in Brazil. Welcome, Ricky.
Thank you, Sueli. So great to be here and see you virtually, but nonetheless, getting to see you is awesome.
Oh, that's wonderful. Thank you. I understand that you just arrived from Brazil. Talk to us about Brandt and highlight the importance of the Brazilian agricultural sector and why the acquisition of a recent Brazilian corporation.
I did just return from Brazil a couple of weeks ago. We've been in the nutrient business, plant nutrient business in Brazil for a little over 5 years now. And this was actually not an acquisition of a company, but rather of a factory, a facility that we will convert into production for our goods in Brazil. And it's quite large, actually. It's 70,000 square meters is the size of the property. 22,000 square meters is the size of the factory. So it's much bigger than any of our other factories around the world, but it's going to be, a great resource for us to be able to produce in Brazil and to be able to grow in Brazil. So we're really excited about it. While I was there this past trip, I got to go to the factory and, we started we're just starting the conversion aspect of it, which is going to be quite lengthy, I think. The factory's been sitting vacant for over 5 years, so we've got a lot of just cleanup to do, dust and dirt and getting things, to where we can get it back to normal and then reconfigure the office and the plant the way, we need it for our equipment. So it's an exciting project. It's a big project and it's a long way from home, but it's going to be fun. And I'm really excited about it.
That's very impressive.
Yeah.
That your company is investing in Brazil during the pandemic crisis. So what are your plans for the post-pandemic with this investment?
Well, there's two ways you can look at it. I think during the pandemic, you can, just go home and sit under a rock, or you can, keep going on with business. And we've chosen, to keep moving along with business. A lot of the stuff that we are doing to keep this project rolling is online anyway, forms and, bank deals and, legal stuff. So from that standpoint, we've been able to, to keep moving forward with it. But now we're to the point where we're going to need to be, physically at the facility. And like I said, I did get to go there a couple of weeks ago. So I am optimistic that we're getting back to some sort of a normal, that, I could actually travel there and, go back to Brazil. I hadn't been to Brazil for 5 months, which I'm usually there 5 or 6 times a year. So it was a dry spell for me from that standpoint. But, and all of our guys down there, I think, they were anxious to get back to the facility and to get working and, to see how things were coming along. So it was really exciting from a lot of different standpoints. One, because it's a new business venture, but two, because we actually got to see each other in person, and, don't tell anyone, but we, shake hands or hug or whatever, and, just see, the team, which, we're all like a big family. So we've missed each other, to be honest.
I was very excited to learn that you also opened an office in Tampa. Why Tampa?
Well, as you know, Sueli, I've been in part of Tampa for a long time, went to school here, and to some degree grew up here, I guess, but I've been a resident of Tampa for 10 years now. And the Brandt companies recently went through reorganization, if you will. We went from a single corporation to a holding company structure, and we now have Brandt Inc. So Brandt Inc. is the parent company over what used to be the divisions of the company that are now actually each separate either corporations or LLCs. So we headquartered Brandt Inc. in Tampa to a large degree for the typical reasons for politics, taxes, and of course weather, because we love the weather here much more than Springfield. But so it was a good move for us. Much of our executive team will be here, working out of Tampa, which is much easier for us, when it comes to travel, whether it be Brazil or Spain or California or Illinois or wherever. So we're looking forward to it. We're excited about it. We're in a high rise now. We don't have buildings this big in Springfield, so it's a much different atmosphere. So from that standpoint, I think it's going to be a lot of fun for the Brandt companies. As well, you'll see I'm wearing a Precision Tank shirt today, and Precision Tank is a company based in Illinois as well that my dad was one of the founders of, and I'm one of the owners now. We recently did a merger with a company here in Tampa called Tampa Tank and Florida Structural Steel. So that's been really exciting for us. We did that deal during the pandemic as well. So we just kind of kept on hammering during the pandemic and doing deals. But those two companies will merge to become a company called Precision Build. And we're really looking forward to bringing those companies together and garnering those synergies. And as well, Precision Build will now be headquartered in Tampa. So we're excited from that standpoint. And I was telling you, the new Brandt plant or factory in Brazil is very big, much bigger, than what we're going to need, at least in the short term, for the Brandt production. So I would like to, the next move, once we get kind of settled in with the merger with Precision Build, take that company to Brazil and start producing, tanks down there and infrastructure. We build bridges, we build big stuff out of steel, and it's a lot of fun. And I think it can be a great opportunity for us down the road in Brazil. So we've got basically a couple of, good opportunities going in Brazil. It's a lot of fun.
Well, welcome to Tampa.
Thank you. Thank you.
When we first met, you are very involved in car racing. Yeah. How do you still find time to devote to the other passion of yours and at the same time run a multinational corporation?
Well, actually, I'll tell you a fun fact. The first racing that we got into was NASCAR. And the reason I got into NASCAR was for marketing reasons. It wasn't because I was a race fan necessarily. Actually, it really wasn't. I had been to one NASCAR race before I actually had my name on the car. And I've been to a lot of NASCAR races now. We've been in NASCAR for 10 years now, and it's been fun. We actually just won a race last weekend in Dover. Our driver is actually from my hometown as well, from Springfield, Illinois, and we've been racing with him for 10 years. So it's been a good run. It's been awesome for a platform for our marketing programs, and for a lot of different reasons. It's very family oriented, and like I said, I regard our employees like family, so I get to see a lot of my family, every weekend when things were normal, every weekend when we could go to the track. So from that standpoint, it's a lot of fun too. And then, as you know, we got into racing when we went to Brazil, when we opened Brandt Brazil. We got into the Porsche Series racing down there. And when I was there a couple of weeks ago, we actually had two races during the weekend, and we won the first race and we got third in the second race. So things are going good there too. Unfortunately, we didn't have any fans at the track. They all had to watch on TV, but I think everyone was cheering and jumping up and down virtually, over all the excitement and the win. So the racing program has been very good for us, but like I said, it's a great marketing platform, and it's a lot of fun, and it really brings us together. And I think, it gets people like you asking, how we doing, and keeping in touch with us. So that's a good thing.
That is wonderful. Thank you so much for sharing this, your winnings, and congratulations on your victories. And Ricky, thank you so much for finding the time to spend the time with us this afternoon, and for your steadfast support of the mission of the Brazil-Florida Business Council since the inception. So at this point, I would like to turn over to you for your final remarks.
Well, Sueli, thank you for all that you do with the Florida Brazil Business Council. You know, it's resources like that that make it easier and more exciting, you know, for people like me and for companies like ours to, you know, to be able to do business and, you know, and to navigate those waters. So thank you for all that you all do. And I look forward to getting you to a race in Brazil one of these days. I'm going to hold you to it.
Oh, I'd love that. I cannot wait for that. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you spending the time with us this afternoon again, and stay safe. Thank you, Ricky. Bye-bye.